is Anna from Craft Me a Card, and I'm crafting for the crafter, and that is you. Thank you so much for joining me. This is the gorgeous card we are going to be working on today using a faux leather background. It's this glittery piece of what they call faux leather. This card I am making for a friend that unfortunately lost her mom to COVID. But nonetheless, it's very appropriate for like a birthday or an anniversary. The colors can always be changed out. So come along as we create this card. These are the main materials that we are going to be working with. I thought rose gold would be a nice touch since her mom was, of course, a female. So pink is always a good route to go, and rose gold is always so elegant and beautiful. So I decided to go with that color. Okay, so first I bring in my card base. It's a 5 by 6.5 inch card, and as always, put it over my rose gold foil paper and cut around it. This will be our first layer. To not waste this piece of rose gold paper here that you see, I'm going to go ahead and cut out the butterfly out of the inside of this first layer. By using a paper piercer, I just go ahead and I poke out the little pieces from the butterfly to release the die cut piece from the metal die. There was a little spot where it didn't cut all the way through, so just with the help of a crafter's knife, I went ahead and I just snipped it off. This piece is ready for the faux leather, and this is pink iridescent, and this is the faux leather that I bought at Hobby Lobby, and it was 50% off, so it came out to $2.50 for the whole roll. Now, just placing the die on top of it, I go ahead and I cut around it. Now I can go ahead and glue it. So I decided to use multimedia glue for this because it does have like little sequins or little glitter on it. It does not come off, but I need something that will bind to it. So mixed media glue would be the perfect medium to do so. Then grabbing some tacky glue, this is a different kind of liquid glue, I go ahead and I adhere the first base onto my card base. I switched my selection of pattern paper a bit. Both of them have some rose gold, but I liked this pattern paper a bit more only because it had a little bit more pink tint to it. So I go ahead and I cut this piece 1/4 of an inch on two sides, smaller than my card base. Okay, next I decide to work on my sentiment, and for this I just went ahead and on my printer, and this is a laser printer, I printed out the sentiment. I put a piece of foiled rose gold foil paper on top of it, and sandwiched in between some tissue paper, I ran it through my heated laminating machine. I just want to make sure it is clear that in order to do this technique, you need for it to be printed on a laser printer. Otherwise, the foil is not going to stick. I don't know. It's just the foil and the laser ink, I mean, they're just attracted to each other and very faithful. You could see here how pretty it looks. And it says sending butterfly kisses and good wishes. So I felt the sentiment was appropriate because we're sending good wishes for the family to recover, family to have strength and really pull through these hard times. Okay, next I grab the pattern paper, which is going to be our second layer, and I grab my Crop-A-Dile corner chomper. And this line has different styles of corners, and this one here is called the Stub and Scallop, and I'm using the Scallop one. To add a different element to the card and a different texture, I go ahead and I grab this wide gold glittery ribbon. Adding some glue to the back to hold it in place, and using the help of tape, I hold both ends in the back of the card. Now this piece is ready to be added to our card base. Since it will be adhered to some shiny foil paper, I decided to use mixed media glue only for it to hold on a little more secure onto that foiled cardstock. Now it's time to bring in the main attraction, which is the beautiful butterfly. And I decided to pop it up a little bit with some foam tape, and using a little bit of glue under it and on top of it, I go ahead and I glue this onto our card base. Look at how pretty. All right, sentiment time. Time to work on our sentiment, and just grabbing a metal die in form of like a banner, I go ahead and I die cut the sentiment out. I decide to also use some foam adhesive on this to pop it up just a bit, and using some glue, I go ahead and I stick it on to the card, just a little bit under the big butterfly. I also decide to add a little bit of embellishments, and these are little like dewdrops. I bought these at on AliExpress, and using some Jewel-It glue and using the help of a wax pencil, I go ahead and I stick these on to the less populated corners of the card. Now, looking at the card as a whole, I felt that the sentiment was a little too white, so I decided to grab some distress markers and the pink colors, add a little bit of water, and just dab the sentiment tag a little bit, just to bring it and give it a little bit of pink to it. And voila, that is what I was looking for, just a little bit of tint on there. And this completes our card for today. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you get inspired. I hope you create and be happy. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so, like and comment, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.
Ah, whole blob.
I'm seeing a pattern here with this glue bottle.